It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Flying down from Nova Scotia today.
This nation was founded by men of many nations and backgrounds.
I have a dream.
Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have a liftoff.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another bonus segment of Captain Samurai. Almost said Sergeant Samurai.
You did. You
we got
almost screwed it
Captain
up.
Samurai here again. We took a little break last week, as these are bonus episodes. Life finds a way to get in the way. So what's up, buddy? How have you been, my friend? You're out there on the road wrestling away?
Oh yeah, we're getting busy. We got a tournament this weekend. I got probably about 10 kids competing, and I got probably about a handful of adults the day before. So all weekend I'll be at the Naga Worlds in Morristown. So that will be fun.
Very nice.
Looking forward to it. And then the week after that we got wrestling, and then the week after that we'll be down in Virginia wrestling. So we're staying busy over here in the Goldsberry household.
When's your son getting the WWE contract? You know, when's he appearing at WrestleMania 41 or something? 40?
Whenever fucking Vinny McMahon shows me the money. I know you guys were talking about him.
Yes, on the 420, the 420 episode. And
awesome.
James from We the People was furious that we had a weed and wrestling episode and didn't invite him.
Dude,
so
it's funny you say that, because we did our Winning Wednesdays yesterday, and probably about a good 15 minutes was him talking about, I just got done watching 1996, now watching 1997 Royal Rumble. Like, James is such a dork when it comes to wrestling, like professional fake wrestling. But he really enjoys it. I mean, like we all did. It was our childhood.
Yeah,
man.
it's funny because
I'm a Hulkamaniac.
Yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin for me and Triple H. It's funny because like that was last
like high school for me.
Yeah, so that I was still like 13, right at the age where everybody got into wrestling. And
remember it on the video game?
Yes, so I played those with
Dude,
the creative
so
character.
Yeah,
I created myself, and boy, I was a force to be reckoned with. But funny enough, because I started rewatching all the Attitude Era like WrestleManias and shit, because I just watched the recent one because I got Peacock now and it was free. They said, "Oh, cool, I'll watch this." I kind of got the bug, but I'm really just rewatching like my childhood like highlights of wrestling. So we got to get Garrett in on one. Not Garrett, James in on one of that. And like my entire like TikTok feed is like stories of like wrestlers. All these guys did was like work out, wrestle, and party their asses off. Anything went with these motherfuckers.
Oh, they were wild, man.
Yeah.
They're wild, man.
So anyway, for anybody who is listening, Garrett and I have no format for today. So run now while you still can, or strap in.
Shooting from the hips.
Yeah, or strap in for a hell of an episode. Where do you want to start, man? I mean, we got Joe Biden announcing his 2024 election. We got Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon getting the boot. We got, issues at the southern border. We can't go a minute without talking about the trans community. We got Elon banning. I just saw this morning, and it's early, so it's crazy that I already saw this. I forget the name of the account, but they made a minor attracted people's flag, and it's the same color as the trans flag because they're trying to hijack that community. And Elon shut it down and I guess banned the account. I don't know.
And he's probably a bigot because he's not in favor of kid fucking.
Yeah. He's not a pedophile. And he just straight up said, he's like, this will not be tolerated on this platform. So, I mean, we got a hell of a, everything. We talk about RFK Just
Dude, well, like we've said a bunch of times on this show, is like, it's there is 100 years worth of news in every cycle.
mhm,
It's getting to the point
mhm.
where it's just information overload, but it's also exposure, exposure, exposure.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So I think little by little, and I know we're on the same page with this. It's showing the normies how fucking fucked this place
Mhm.
is, and little by little,
Well,
and like it's spoon feeding them what we've known for years, and
uh,
we're just seeing it at such a rapid rate. You're just hoping that people are ingesting it quick enough when they make some sort of switch that they're not going to be in the fetal position crying,
yeah.
because we've talked
I
about that too.
I mean, the perfect example of spoon feeding the stupidity to the normies is Tucker Carlson got released from Fox and Don Lemon got released from CNN in the same day.
Mm-hmm.
And we posted on the Two Do Men page in our story a picture of Fox's Instagram story talking about how CNN has released Don Lemon, but ignoring the fact that Fox just canned their absolute number one powerhouse of a show. And CNN on their page is covering how finally the liar, ding dong, the witch is dead, praising the fact that Fox got rid of Tucker and not saying anything about Don Lemon. In real time, happening simultaneously. They're in their own little worlds.
Well, it just
They
shows the divide and conquer
yeah.
asset.
There's no fault to be had. There's no explanation. Just, CNN's perfect. Yeah, we just got rid of one of our big names, but we're perfect. We're perfect.
Well,
Let's focus on
and
Fox.
people are forgetting that, like, they got rid of Don Lemon, earlier this week, but they also got rid of Mr. Potato Head a couple months ago. They got rid
Yeah.
of, and he was one of their big, faces, and they got rid of him, and then they got rid of Cuomo, like one of their big faces. So like 3 or 4 of their main anchors in the past year have been canned.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. They've been canned, right?
Yeah.
So you have that, and then they're like, oh, Tucker, the lawsuit. We talked about this too. Is like basically Fox just sued itself to get rid of Tucker because BlackRock is one of the major stakeholders in Fox. BlackRock is also one of the major stakeholders in Dominion Voting Systems. So basically, they just sued themselves and gave themselves a reason to take the biggest name on mainstream media, which is a joke to begin with, but the biggest name on mainstream media, the only person who's really like questioning the Ukraine war, the only person that was questioning, the efficacy and everything else of the jibby jabs, it gave him a reason to get rid of him. So, like at the end of the day, even if you are a naysayer and everything else, the company that owns the other company sued itself and gets rid of the main talking head that has been putting,
the thorn in their side.
The thorn in their side. So like it just shows right there that, it's all intertwined. Like, would you sue yourself?
No, of course not.
But
they're going to get a tax write-off now too.
And that's the whole thing for $1 billion. Or 700 and something million they settled for. It's like, it's just going back to them. All they did was just wishy-wash the money.
And nobody's the wiser. Nobody's the wiser.
The other thing was I saw Fox, the week before, that kind of slipped under my radar, but I noticed is Dan Bernardino is out of Fox too, because they couldn't come together on money. So me and Steve were talking about this. Mention Tucker and Don Lemon start their own network.
I had 2 theories. I thought one, Don Lemon was going to try and go over to Fox and be the voice of reason at 8:00. And the second one, I'm trying real hard to get Tucker to be the third doomed man.
Yeah, I have mixed reviews on Tucker, and I've been saying Fox is trash for years because people don't.
It's controlled opposition.
1,000%.
For any of the boomers listening to, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
This is a message that 100% needs to get out there. Skaggs and I touched on this on our episode last night. That's coming out today. It just dropped today. to all the boomers and to the people who know you're being lied to, just because Fox is saying the things you want to hear does not mean it's not propaganda, does not mean they have fake news, does not mean I've been trying to explain to my father for years now that Fox is controlled opposition. Well, how can it be controlled opposition? Tucker says exactly what I want to hear. That's controlled opposition.
Yeah, I know.
And now that he's gone, a lot of these boomer, that generation is still just going to tune into Fox at 8 o'clock. And now don't get me wrong,
You
Fox's
think so?
numbers
Because
are
I've been hearing, I was talking to somebody the other yesterday actually, and their father and their uncle, he's older, he's a boomer, I guess you would say, but like it was like his uncle and whatever, and he's like, oh, he just canceled his Fox subscription and everything else because they got rid of Tucker. So where are they going to get their information from?
Right. Well, it's going to be 50-50. I think Fox is going. Yes, exactly. I think Fox is going to take a huge hit, but I think Tucker is in a unique position, and I spoke about this last night, that he might be, if he is able, because he has a weird contract, Fox might have not necessarily fired him. They might be benching him for the next 18 months. In 19 months, it'd be right after the 2024 election.
But does that stop his podcast and everything that he does on his own?
I don't know. So what I'm saying is, if we could get a big mainstream name like Tucker to come over to the independent side and market that
dark side,
to the dark side,
yeah,
and market that, then maybe we'll get a couple of these boomers who will start listening to a podcast. Okay, now they listen. So now Tucker has on,
yeah, Skaggs and I had this conversation via text the other day because he was talking about like his dad. He's like, my dad.
Yeah, my dad's the same way. Yeah,
but there is hope because my parents are of similar age, and my aunts and uncles and stuff like that. And my mom and my aunts, her sisters, are fucking based as fuck. Like they don't listen to mainstream media. They listen on Telegram and this and that.
Okay.
They're animals. Like, dude, they send me stuff all day, and they find stuff like my one aunt super into the financial system and the quantum financial system and all that other stuff, and Nasara and Genesara, whatever, I told you to look into.
Yeah, and the med beds, which is awesome.
Yeah, and both my aunts and my other aunt out in California as well, like she's in the tech industry, so she's not, like she's been in the tech industry for 20-30 years.
Does she want to blow the whistle on our show?
No, she's so like she's crazy. No, she owns her own company. She does something with tech out there and whatever. And then my other aunt, I mean, she was, she's been in Merck and Johnson & Johnson for years, and she hasn't worked for J&J for a while, but I mean, these are two ladies, and I mean, they're my aunts, obviously, disclaimer, but these are two very intelligent ladies that have been up in corporate, up in the corporate ranks of big companies and everything else, and they're in their 60s, but they're like, they're finding the information because they're hunting, and they're not they're not using the excuse like my father would use, like, I don't even know how to use the iPhone, like blah, blah, blah. Like, there are competent people, and there is, of that boomer age that are not buying the bullshit, that are not, just listening to the mainstream media. I mean, like, I mean, kudos to my mother. My mother was the one that basically, like, red pilled me. She was like, boom, like years ago. And she said to me, and it's funny, I still remember this because, my mom was like, she's like, Gar, this shit's fucked up. I know it sounds crazy as hell, but she's like, you're smart enough to figure it out, and I'm just going to give you this information. She's like, maybe you can explain it to me. And that's how she first read me. So then she sent me shit, and I'm like, you are out of your fucking reptilians. Like, and then I started doing my research. I started doing my stuff, et cetera. And, yeah, man.
Well, that could be a downfall of some of these boomers getting into the independent space, because it's much easier to like convince them that like Biden blew up, the Nord Stream pipeline. Sorry, YouTube, if I wasn't supposed to say that. Don't give us a strike, you cocksuckers. It's going to be more easy to convince them of that than like reptilian overlords.
It is
because the
internet,
the internet is the wild, wild west, and you could be
is.
overwhelmed, and you could also be discouraged
Well,
quickly.
I mean, this is the other thing too, is this is when we're talking about like spoon feeding the normies, right? Because like this is information that myself and possibly, you too, I don't want to speak for you, but I've been digesting for almost 2 decades.
Yeah.
Where like, and me and Steve, we started a show, we're like, all right, we're ready for the Always Sunny Philadelphia Charlie in the mailroom episode. Like, all right, it's over here. All right, it's over there. Oh, it's connected to this. Oh, but like, and I had a great not a great, but like we had a good post from a Defiant Party that I reshared, and and it hit the nail on the head. Let me just read it for you, because I actually saw somebody post like, "Oh, we asked for your source, and you can't ever give us your source." It's like, no, you want the source to just be CNN or MSNBC. So he was like, when people ask for a source, they're really not interested in investigating the truth. They just want to know if the information you provide fits the mainstream narrative they blindly follow.
Yep.
And that's and that's hitting the nail on the head right there. Because how many hours of research can you do and go through and find sources and find paperwork that you've been doing for 20-something years that you didn't know you were going to have to save to a fucking card catalog to give to some normie so they can have the easy scroll of, oh, right here, boom.
Yeah.
Oh, right here, boom. No, this is 20-something years of research that, like, you didn't card catalog, one, because the FBI and the CIA would be all up in your fucking computer. Two, like
you never knew you were going to need it.
Yeah, man. So I think everything that's going on right now is just a delicate spoon feeding to the, as we can tell with the trans movement and everything else, unstable public, to be able to get them to not fucking corrode and fall in their little holes and die when everything comes out.
So let me ask you something. Do you feel like the shit winds are turning? Like, do you feel like I feel like there's a reckoning around the corner. And I don't know who it's going to affect. I've said it before. Unfortunately, I feel like the LGBT community, the trans community, is really going to be set back because the nefarious establishment that has hijacked their community is going to cause a revolt against the community, and they're going to take one on the nose. I don't see that not happening. I feel like there is, like, with this election season gearing up, yeah, I'm biased towards Trump, but I feel like it's not going to be campaigning for Trump. It's going to be exposing everything they did. I feel like a reckoning is around the corner.
All right, so I got to break that. There's a lot to unfold in there.
Yeah, go for it. I'll sit back.
So let's start with the trans community. Yes, there is a reckoning. Yes, they are pushing, the same-sex rights and everything else back decades by what's going on. And that's why you're starting to see, like, gays against groomers and all them stepping up, because they know that this is imploding what they've been trying to build for years, right? Anybody that has half a brain cell can see that this is a sick agenda with the trans and all that other stuff. My also feeling on the trans is they're trying to normalize the shit out of trans and pedophilia, because it's gonna come out how many people in positions of power are actually trans, and how many
100%,
and actually how many people are pedophile. Like, that stuff's gonna come out, and they're trying to normalize it so it's a softer landing for them. Like, you have to accept me. Who cares if I have a dick and I said I had a vagina my whole life, right? Like, there's
on top of, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but on top of the whole thing where it's starting to shift, that it's not your children, it's our children, it's America's children. So and then, like, in Washington, if you don't cut off your kids' genitals when they want you to, we'll come and take your kids away. Imagine. Look, I don't care if you're left-wing progressive, right-wing conservative.
It's
It
fucking
doesn't
evil,
fucking
bro.
matter. For you to sit down as an adult, because you got to be of a certain age to be in Congress or on a council and all this stuff, as an adult, and probably have children of your own, and write into law and be in favor of, we're going to come and take your children, right? It doesn't get any more nefarious than that. Okay. So, yes, there is this agenda to normalize pedophilia. Yes, there is this agenda to normalize mental illness, and say it's an illness, say they're transgendered, say they're minor attracted people, because people in power, Washington, the World Economic Forum, every leader across this globe will probably come out and be guilty of this at one time or another, because they all got blackmail on each other. We all know what happened at Jeffrey Epstein's island. We all know nobody got arrested from that island. But so the first phase of this is trying to get people to accept minor attracted people. So when Joe Biden comes out as a minor attracted person, he's this progressive hero. But if it doesn't work, well, then guess what? We're going to take your kids away.
Yeah,
that's the backup plan.
Yes, it is the backup plan, and it's fear mongering at its finest, right? But it's coming to the point in time where, like, this might sound like toxic masculinity, but like,
be toxic, bro. That's the only thing men should be. I think we should be injecting high school boys with more testosterone at this point.
So this is my thing. It's coming to the point where the men that still have their balls, the men that are still strong, the men that still have voices, the men that are there, we have to protect the weak. And even on that side, the women that are still strong and want that nurturing and want that motherhood and want that role and everything else, like, I heard something the other day, like, men need to stand up and women have the power to nurture and heal. So if we stand up and fight, the women can stand up and fight, but they also have the power to heal. And I think that's a very powerful statement, like moms nurturing and etc. So there's still more of us than them. They just don't want you to know that, right? So they put you in the box that you're a bigot, you're a racist, you're this, you're that. And I always say, like, take the source that's accusing you. It's the people that are they're supposed to be the most tolerant, that are the most intolerable. It's the people that are calling you a sexist and a racist, that want to cut your kids' fucking genitals off. And it's not a stretch. It's not a stretch at all. They're literally trying to make laws and do everything else. Oh, that's the conspiracy. Like, it's in the books. They're having these debates on fucking congressional floors in every state. Okay. It's wrong. We know it's wrong. And we need to start standing up for right and wrong, because there's going to come a point, like, people are just like, oh, we're going along to get along. Oh, what can we do? Government's so big, blah, blah, blah.
We were raised on the PC culture and we let it happen. We let it happen. Our generation let it happen. We fell for the scam of college.
Rectify your wrongs now.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. Like, our generation is probably the most tolerant generation in the whole United States of America. Like, we grew up, like, going to school with people of all walks of life, all religions. It was nothing new to us. Like it didn't matter to us. We were like one of the first generations, the 80s, 90s, early 2000 kids, that, like, we went to school with gay people, and we went to school with people of different color, and we went to school with people of different nationalities. Our community wasn't just 100% Protestant or 100%, Jewish or 100%. Like, we had all
height of civilization.
Yes. So for us, like, we want to be tolerant and we want to be, but there comes to a point where you push too much.
Yeah. Alan put this pretty well last night in the Twitter space. Was he went to school in the 90s. He's a little bit older than us. He's older than you, right? By a few years. I believe so. And
I graduated in 01, so I was in school in the 90s as well.
Yeah, so I graduated high school in 06. In high school, I remember vividly, there was at least 5, 6 openly gay kids, and I went to an all-boys school. And so right away when you say all boys school, oh, they're all gay, you're all banging each other. And nothing, it was absolutely nothing like that. And those 5 gay kids, or however many gay kids there were, they never, I mean, were there some of the thick-headed assholes that fucked with them? Yes, of course. But were they, I mean, did we destroy?
But those same assholes fucked with the straight kids too.
Yeah, yeah. You know, they fucked with anybody they could
Yeah.
just get an upper hand on. But those, I wouldn't say those kids had a horrible high school experience. I remember them being relatively popular, relatively liked across the board by jocks, by nerds, by AV club. You know what I mean? Like, they were heavily involved in in everything our school did, and they were loved for it. The problem, as Alan said, was it's not that like we hated people for coming out to be gay. We hate people for Steve showing up to school dressed as Sally, and now everybody needs to play along and call him Sally. You know?
Yep. Yeah, I mean that's my issue, and I say it all the time. Is like, you can have your reality and I can have mine, but if you're schizophrenic, you can't force me to live in your crazy world.
Nope, you can't.
You can go live in your world. Let me go live in mine.
Yeah.
Don't force me to fake pretend you.
Yeah, and it's gotten to a point where the government is literally looking for ways to write laws so you play make believe. You don't think they would love to have a law in the book that if you misgender somebody, we put you in jail?
Well,
you know,
that's called Canada.
Yeah, the whole dead naming shit. They'll cancel you and ruin. Why? Because I'm not playing by your game. We're not playing this game anymore.
No,
and that's the thing.
It says, what's it called? I was looking at an agreement saying I identify is the same as saying I pretend. Change my mind.
Yeah.
Change my mind.
Yeah.
I identify as this. Cool. You're pretending you're a fucking unicorn.
Yep.
Awesome.
But every time you get one of these crazy white males showing up on a show and they're going, I'm a black lesbian. I identify as a black lesbian. Whoa, you can't do that. I could identify as a unicorn gorilla pedophile if I fucking wanted to. And everybody, okay, his pronouns are gorilla unicorn, unicorn, no problem. But if I say I'm a black lesbian, it's like, whoa, you can't do that now. This is how
because then that goes into cultural appropriating.
Not my problem. I identify as this.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
No, I know. There's so many rules. It's so funny. There's so many rules on everything that the people that are playing the game, they still get caught up because they can't even understand all the rules because there's a new rule made every day. Yeah. And this is the other
thing. There was a woman that Skaggs shared last night on the tweets of the week where she admitted to needing the Second Amendment because back in the day, I guess Congress was contemplating doing gun control for like members of the Black Panther community or something like that.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, yes, we did get pushback and you are talking about the truth of the Second Amendment, but it still doesn't mean what's going on to our children. But like, you just admitted to it being correct. Like you're so caught up in being a social justice warrior. You admitted that, you know, we need guns. You know what I mean? Like you're going against your morals here.
Well, there was also on Twitter, I mean, a lot of people didn't see it. There was another big mass shooting, but it was 3 men of, colored descent, and they're walking them out and you won't hear it anywhere else because it doesn't fit the narrative. Every time. Do you see how quick that trans shooter thing went away?
They said where's the manifesto? It was, yeah. And there was 6 victims, and the 7th victim was the shooter.
I know, it's insane, and they just like, and I can't even fathom where because the big argument is there's been more mass shootings than there is days of the year. Who's in control?
No, there isn't.
But who's in control?
What do you mean? The media?
No. Who's in control? Democrats.
No one. Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah.
The Democrats are in control of everything and have been in control for 2 years of everything. And they're in control of every major city. And they're in control of all these other things. And literally, they're having those shootings under the watch. But it's the guns. It's the guns. But when Donnie T was in there wasn't mass shootings.
Yeah. And it was
You know,
it was
there
still
was,
Trump's
but
fault.
there's not. But and everything 2.5 years later, it's still Trump's fault. It's still Trump's
Well,
fault. Every
just think
policy they're
of
making is Trump's fault.
just
Like you made the policy, you fucking jerk offs.
just think Trump was in office, there was kids in cages. Now we have open borders, and our southern borders being flooded with fentanyl and drugs and child trafficking. There was just a whistleblower yesterday
Yes.
talking about how the government is actively the middleman in children's sex trafficking at the southern border. There's no kids in cages under Joe Biden, baby. What
No.
happened to all the cages? You know why there's no more cages? Because we're just shipping the kids off to Romania to be turned into sex slaves.
No,
Doesn't
they're keeping them
fucking
in
matter.
they're keeping them in the U.S. and they're selling them off. That was why they had a big problem and they were attacking Trump on the border. And I know this is going to sound outlandish and everything else, but he cut
Because they
off
were
their
losing
supply.
money.
They cut
Yeah.
off their supply to the
Yeah.
children. They cut off the supply to whatever else you think about, children and blood sacrifices and everything else. He was cutting them off. He was blowing up underground tunnels. He was doing all this stuff and he was cutting the supply. What was the first thing they did day one when they got in? Open those fucking borders. We need our fucking stocks back up.
Yep.
We need our supplies back up.
that's-
right. And we're seeing it at astronomical numbers. They lost 40, 50 fucking thousand kids. They have no clue where they are in the United States. They shipped them off and they fucking lost them. How can you not be upset about that? Oh, but it's the highest numbers of unaccompanied minors coming across ever. There is a fucking statistic, and it made me so sad being a parent. They found an 8-year-old girl with 67 different DNAs in her.
Yep. 8 years old, raped 67 times
by 67 different people on the way over. That's the border you're securing. That's what you're fucking doing. You sick son of a bitch.
And because Trump wanted to put an end to this, he was the racist one.
Dude,
it shows the sheep. It shows how sheepish
and the other
people
cages
are.
that he was putting the kids in were fucking built by Obama.
Yeah, that's
that's here nor there.
Yeah, it shows how sheepish people are because these are the things that are happening under Joe Biden. But because the shepherd of the mainstream media didn't tell you to get upset, you're not going to get upset. You could probably go to your most liberal, progressive oriented person that that argues with you on everything, that has extreme Trump derangement syndrome, and show her or him or they, them, this fucking article of this little 8-year-old girl. And they wouldn't bat an eyelash because they haven't been programmed to be annoyed at this yet.
And that's what kills me is but I think with the stuff coming out with the kids, I don't care, even as left as you can be and understanding as you can be. Besides the sick parents, it's crazy because there's parents out there that are like, oh, my kid identifies. And they're like, oh, I have 3 trans kids. What are the fucking numbers on that? I think Jordan Peterson did the exact numbers on that.
Yeah.
They're like, this is a mental illness. This is insane.
It's like 9,000 to 1. Yeah.
But more than that, it's like fucking 9 million to 1, let's say.
Yeah.
And then some of these people in these liberal areas have multiple kids that are like this. You're training them. You're baiting them to be like that. It's unbelievable that we're having these conversations. But I really, I think, the optimist in me and just the hope of good of people, left, right, or center, when you fuck with the kids, you're starting to push on a point that I think that's why the kids are being slow played. They're keeping this trans stuff in the play because when they're trying to soften the blow, because they know that certain shit's going to come out and people are going to be so disgusted with people that you thought were your role models and everything else.
Your leaders.
There's no excuse for fucking with the kids, man. And that's why.
And you know what? Or they're gonna have to own up and publicly admit, I'm okay with it. I'm okay that Joe Biden's fucked children. You know what I mean? They're gonna have to own up to that insanity. You're either gonna have to allow your entire belief system to come crumbling down around you. These are the choices.
Which a lot of people are not going to be able to handle.
Right.
Well,
Either
you're
your
seeing
entire
it because these things that are going on right now, they play the mental gymnastics to still put it in their stratosphere that their belief system is still the all right,
so
and I'm for everybody, and I'm
yeah.
hoorah, 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 you know?
So what do you think of RFK then? Like, because there's a couple of people on TikTok that's worried that if we don't get a Trump Kennedy card, that like everybody on the fence, all the disenfranchised Democrats out there, they're going to go vote for him and not for Donnie T. I mean, he could be an issue, but I haven't really followed him deeply enough. I know he's very stern on the vaccine, so that's a
He's
good thing.
very
But
big. He's very big on the backs, but he's also against guns.
mm,
I don't know how deep. I don't have a ton of research on that, but I know that
yeah, I
just
think we're
off
gonna have to circle back on that.
shooting off the hip. Um, at the same time, they don't allow anybody to run that they already haven't given the
Mm,
okay to. And
mhm.
him being Kennedy, there's got to be some sort of dirt on him somewhere, right?
Yeah,
They literally killed off half his family. Okay.
Scott Horton tweeted to the at CIA, you better not try and do anything to Robert F. Kennedy. We were already watching you. We know what you did to his uncle. If anything happens to
His
him,
father.
yeah, if anything happens to him, we're pointing the finger at you. We know it's
Yeah,
you.
but what does that even matter?
Yeah, yeah.
They
It's just
just
one guy
admitted that
yelling
they,
on TikTok, Twitter.
but they just like they admitted well, I don't know if they admitted, let's say, like this is speculation, opinion, whatever you want to say. They've shown that they had something to do with his uncle's assassination on
Mm-hmm.
national TV as the free leader of the free world. Then you have documents coming out of Gitmo showing that two of the hijackers, which we've been saying for years, 20 fucking
Yeah,
years, are
yeah.
CIA assets, that they were trained, that they were brought in, that they were CIA assets. So you're seeing the nefarious shit that they've been doing on US soil when they're supposed to be an international intelligence only,
Mm-hmm.
operate on these foreign land, et cetera, et cetera. Like they're showing that they can't be trusted. Even in those documents, they were showing that they were trying to make the FBI look like fucking idiots. Like they think that they work together, and the FBI is so fucking corrupt as it is too.
Yeah.
But they point the finger at the FBI, so nobody looks at the CIA. Boom, 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 and it's just constant this finger pointing and confusion. So I mean, with Kennedy, I mean, it could be like we played on here that Roger Stone was saying, like, it could be a unity card. I think that would be, in the public realm of normies, that would be like huge for them. And
I
they would
think
be like,
so.
look, we're working together. In my grand scheme of things, like we are fucked no matter which way we put it. You need to burn it all down and start a new one. And there's a clause in the Constitution to do that when the government gets too big, which it is. I mean, it's the biggest it's ever been in
It's so
ever,
big they don't know
ever.
how big it is.
They don't. I mean, I did a video. I posted a video on Facebook. I wanted to maybe play a little bit. It was Rand Paul talking about, he does his government waste, report every year. Dude, they spent 2.3. I know this is going a little off topic, but they spent $2.3 million on giving puppy beagles cocaine.
Yeah, yeah.
They spent another
And I'm sure there's no
$2 million to
Yeah,
give mice steroids and watch them fight.
nice. Yeah.
Like they're
I'm sure
doing
that
shit
that
like this
$5 million
wasteful.
couldn't go to some school in Harlem or something.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's what he was saying. He's like, there's so much just $1 million here, $1 million there. Like, he's like, we don't know what the effects of cocaine do on people after this long when they have too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
We don't know what steroids do to people now that it's been in the thing. Like, and then they were also spending, I think it was like $1.1 million to get mice drunk.
I spend
$1.1
$1.1 million
like, we
to
don't know
get
what
drunk.
happens when you drink
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's
And
all
they're still,
just
and he's like, and this is the spending that they're giving, and then they're doubling some of these NIH spending budgets to do these experiments on giving mice, giving.
I wish I had that
puppy
job.
dog
I gotta
beagles
say.
cocaine.
I wish I had that job, to be honest with you. Just
Oh,
I can't imagine.
People forget that, Fauci was spending millions of dollars to just have like
Bugs eat
beagles
dogs.
eat
Yeah.
dogs' faces.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, what sick fuck? Like, why?
It's all nefarious. Like I said, it's not conspiracy theories. It's one big conspiracy. It's all it is.
Giant Rico act, my man.
Yeah. Before we wrap up, one, I still want to get like your solid opinion on if you feel the winds of shit are turning, and then two, let's finish it up on either A, what we think about behind the scenes of like Joe Biden announcing his presidency, or B, that fat Jabba the Hutt chick that was on that podcast that is going viral. Because if she's being promoted as an image of health, we are not a healthy nation, my friend.
Where you want to start with my opinion? Which one? Because you gave me like 3 questions in there.
All right, so we'll circle back to my original question of, do you think this reckoning is coming? Do you think this change is coming?
Yes.
You do. Okay.
I do. I think it's being shown at an alarmingly fast rate. I think we have the most awakened people that we've ever had in the nation's history. I think people are starting to realize that we might be the bad guys on the international stage. I think and which is sad because we're supposed to be the freedom people, everything else. And I think the good people, like we say all the time, it's not the Chinese people, it's the CCP. It's not the Russian people, it's there. It's not the Ukrainian people, it's their government. Like we're going through the same thing here. And I think there's a giant awakening on that. And I think we're going to see stuff come at an alarming rate. Do I believe that, if we have another election, it's going to help? No, but I mean, I think there's going to be
interesting.
There's going to be something that comes out before that's going to show the people that what the fuck's really going on.
Very well put.
So that's my answer on the winds of change and the reckoning. Final
topic of the day. You want Joe Biden or so?
What's that?
Final topic of the day. Do you want to either talk about Joe Biden or do you want to talk about that walrus?
Joe Biden, I don't even want to waste brain space on that fucking moron anymore. Like, if you can't look, and everybody, with people are literally justifying that Mick Jagger is the same age as Joe Biden and he just did a tour. Well, Joe Biden is mentally fucking ill, has dementia, is material. If that's even Joe, which one is it?
There's about 3 of them now.
Like I think they're only announcing this and letting them run because this reckoning is coming. They're going to put the fucking blame on him and Kamala. They're going to push them out and they're going to put Big Mike in there.
Well, Obama is in support of Joe Biden running again. All the establishment hacks are in support. I think he's going to die in office before the election. I think he's going to magically die, quote unquote. YouTube, calm down. I'm not saying he's going to be killed. I think just by
good health.
Yeah, just by nature, he was too old. He was sickly, this, that, and he died.
And it's
right in the middle of his campaign.
Space to fucking fly him in.
Because I still think Roger Stone's pretty much on track. Like, I think Michelle Obama is their only shining knight left. Yeah, it's their final. She's their final establishment person that they could throw.
Right,
that was a great song back in the day.
It was. So all right, let's talk about.
All right, so fuck Joe Biden.
Yeah, fuck Joe Biden.
So explain to me. I only saw the memes and like
me
what
too.
you posted.
I haven't seen the whole thing.
Okay, so we're both on the same page here. So this is all pure speculation then.
Pure speculation. Well, that's what we always do. Just for disclaimer, YouTube.
Yes.
Yes.
It's called the Whatever Podcast?
Yeah, I've seen it a bunch. Is it that one? I think is it the white dude or the other guy? Because I've seen the format twice.
No,
the one white dude that always
finish.
Might be, yeah. Like the one white dude's always has the panel of women on, and they talk about men and women all the time, and then he like lays out stuff for them, and they go back and forth. They have some good conversations on there. But then the other ones with the black guy, I think he's like had Tate on, and he used
that's
to be
fit and finish.
So
this wasn't fit and
So that's the white guy one.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, so what did they have her on there for?
That I was asking you. I don't. It's kind
Dude,
of a
I don't
dud of a
know.
question now. Yeah.
We
All right.
can't go too far into that one because
Yeah.
I've only seen the memes. Steve started posting the memes all over our Instagram. So like, I know, like Steve, like
somebody
Steve
somebody on the
Steve goes
Twitter
ham.
space. Somebody on the Twitter space said she's so big she needed two microphones.
That's hilarious. Whoa, she is large.
Yeah.
She's taking up.
Yeah. You know,
Steve
this
Steve puts "Bring Me Han Solo."
yeah. And then somebody commented, bring me ham sandwich.
Yep. Yep, it's very, very true. I mean,
You know, I don't know what the show's about, so I don't even feel right talking about it. But this goes back into, you know, this push, this agenda of trans and what is healthy and being a strong, you know, being a man like the two of us. I work out. You know, even though I'm getting fat, I work out. You're a jujitsu master. We're toxic masculine men, and we should be caged up and the key should be thrown away. And then in the same breath, they'll look at somebody like this and be like, you should aspire to be someone like this. Now,
it's
I'm all
all
for,
yeah.
yeah, I'm all for feeling comfortable in your own skin. Not everybody has to be
She don't
this
feel
in,
comfortable in her own skin.
no,
She
because she
does.
can't put her
It's a fucking
socks
lie.
on, bro. Yeah.
It's a lie. It's a lie. You know, these people,
Yeah.
you know, they the body shaming and this and that. And like, I don't know. Anybody I know, you know, that might be heavier, they're not happy being heavier.
Yeah.
They would like to be
look,
more fit. And I know
I
some
know a
people
lot of
are
happy
like,
fat guys. I do.
but there's a difference between fat guy and fat woman.
Okay, true.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like guys,
Yeah.
they do get a pass with it. They get a
Yeah.
pass more. The dad bod, this, that,
Yeah.
all that stuff. But you're also starting to see a lot more of the skinny beta cuck men, and then the
Mhm.
heavier women. And then you're also starting to see the jacked CrossFit girls and the skinnier dudes, and they're trying to make it where it's like it's just such body
more
it's body dysmorphia so big. You either got to be fat and sloppy or you got to be built like a dude.
I always said, and I feel the
I'm more of the
same
big
about
booty Latina person myself, but
yeah. Give me a
and I
thick
like the
Italian
thicker
woman.
girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like thicker. I
Um,
don't like super skinny girls. Like when
no.
it had the Kate Mosses and like Victoria's Secrets, I was like,
Yeah.
"Bleh." That's
Yeah.
not a woman. That's Skeletor.
Even like the super jacked woman from behind, it's like you're doing a dude with long hair.
Dude,
with lats and shoulders and triceps.
dude, I say it all the time. I'm like, I got a fucking 18.5 inch neck. And when the chick comes out with traps bigger than me, like that ain't cool, bro.
Yeah.
That's not like, like you can't even see my neck in here. Can't even
Yeah.
look. I got a little
Hey,
bit.
me
It's
too,
right,
man. Yeah.
it's a little bit right there.
I blow those fucking top buttons off of all of my button downs, man.
Oh, you blow them off? I can't even close them.
Yeah. They don't make them. You probably need a 19-inch. Yeah.
Dude, I have like an extender and I have to hook like 4 of them together and hide it with my tie. I swear.
Yeah, bro. It's a nightmare. But I think there, with all this body dysmorphia, the pronouns, the pansexuals, asexual, transsexual, this, that, you know, being fit isn't healthy, being fat is healthy. It's all just a nefarious ploy for whenever the government does decide we need to kick down the door and herd everybody like cattle into holding camps because we've lost control, or it's our final ditch effort to be a totalitarian state to remain in control because this revolution is getting out of control. They want you fat, lazy, stupid, slow, and confused. They want you addicted to insulin. If you're stuck on insulin, or if you're stuck on pill A, B, or C, you can't go and run and be a freedom fighter if you're not getting your insulin. If you can't get up out of your chair in under 3 seconds flat without huffing and puffing, that's who they want on the others. They don't want a jujitsu master dual wielding
what have
fucking
they done for all
45s.
cultures when they take something over? They go in and they kill all the fighting men.
Yeah.
Fighting age men, they decimate them. So this way, there's no uprisings, there's no this, there's no that. What they're doing, and I say all the time, is the more and more you get aware of what's going on, how they're putting stuff in our food, how they're you know, dropping our T levels, how they're doing all that stuff, how they're, you know, pushing like, oh, men be more feminine, women be more male, etc. All this confusion. Oh, you're a boy, you're a girl. It's another ploy to weaken us from the inside, because all these other countries know If they don't weaken us from the inside and have us feed ourselves, they wouldn't be able to beat us.
Yeah.
And
I had a friend who
they don't even have to fire a shot. They're allowing it. And that's the scary
Hmm.
part, is that the people that are controlling this government are systematically decimating us from the inside, whether it's, I posted the thing on the ports a couple minutes ago, how there's the fucking economy. There's been nothing coming in and out of the Jersey, New York ports for fucking months, where, the economy's doing great. Inflation's down. Wages are up. Like, if they're fucking lying to you. Like,
that's
just
why
look
they're not
around.
going to let Biden fucking debate anyone, because when the second he says, "Oh, I brought the economy back," they're going to go, "No, motherfucker, we shut the economy down, we turned it back on, and jobs came back, and you just happened to be in charge. This was naturally going to happen regardless of who was in fucking charge."
Yeah,
but
it's all done
what
by
was
design.
what was I going to say? Yeah, like, we're just weakening ourselves systematically. When you look at, the video of the Russian school kids putting together and taking apart guns.
Chinese.
When you look at the Chinese
clack.
kids building fucking robots, while our kids are eating hot Takis and doing TikTok dances.
TikToks, yeah.
It's just, for the future, there's going to be boots on the ground, and it's just going to be weak people, and there's going to be no one to defend us.
I have hope, because there's people like me and other people I know that are raising our children not to be that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I mean, still, what everybody needs to realize is the media has skewed our perception.
Oh, they just spotlight the minority, and they keep it off of the majority. And it's not, so they want you to think it's a minority
of a minority.
Yes,
dude.
very much
It
so.
is. It
very
is
much so.
Maybe a few thousand people. There's 300 something million people in America.
Yeah.
And we're talking about like 300,000 people.
Not even.
Yeah, exactly.
Not even.
Exactly.
Well, that's what, hey, it's the same thing they did with COVID.
Yeah. Well,
put the ticker, put the numbers, put the spotlight, and the flu went away.
Yeah. And now nobody gets COVID anymore.
Oh, no, nobody. They just took the mask. They just took the mask.
I think in the past.
Well, did you see that? I real quick before, because I know you got to get out of here and whatnot.
Yeah.
The Sudan, right? We've been talking, me and Steve.
That was something else I wanted to find out about,
but we've been talking about all the shadow wars going on in Africa for years, because we have friends that are boots on the ground, like, bro, crazy shit's fucking been happening there for years. And then you see us try to do, speculation, YouTube, a color revolution on Sudan, and we fail. And then what are they worried about? Did you hear what they've been talking about? Oh, the biolabs inside Sudan. Okay, and we're worried that there's going to be a leak of measles and polio. Why is there another biological lab that we have a fucking
Didn't
problem
Russia
with?
just destroy 26 of those? Yeah.
46.
46, okay.
Yeah.
Just
They're
like
all
fucking
over President
place.
Joey Basements.
They're all over the place. Somebody asked me on the 420 episode, any new conspiracies, and it was something me and you talked about, and it's a pretty hard one, because everybody just started to accept that China released the virus, where me and you were over here like, yeah, did China release the virus, or did it come from a Ukrainian biolab?
And they set up that Wuhan lab and had them take the bait, or vice versa, and we funded it. Listen, either way you look at it, who's funding these two labs?
Fauci.
Follow the fucking money.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So whether it's in what country released it, whatever it is, who's giving the money to these countries to be able to perform this research?
Our own government.
Killing our own people, kids. You should be pissed at that. Don't be pissed at us for telling you.
Nope, you got to shoot the messenger, because that's easier instead of doing your own fucking research.
That's right. And you want to hear the research.
So we good, my friend?
I'm
been
always
another great
good,
episode.
Bro. Good episode of our
I know we could absolutely keep going, but I got to get going over here.
All good.
So thank you guys. As always, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. If you want to get the word out there, you want to help, you got to share this content. You got to red pill people. You got to white pill people. Check me out on the Two Do Men podcast. Garrett?
Follow us over at Sergeant Samurai on IG. Check us out on Twitter. Find us on Rumble, Cloud Hub, Apple Podcast, etc., etc.
Yeah, we're all on the same places. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Peace out.
Later, kids.